Poison flows in our veins. Poison manifests in many ways, one of the most common being people. Today I will try to explain both what are frenemies, psychopaths, and the like, and how to deal with them. Quick disclaimer. I'm not a psychologist. While I would say that I'm quite well versed in psychology and highly perceptive, I'm not a professional. Now, after that overly dramatic intro, let's get on with the video. Niccolo Machiavelli was an Italian diplomat, philosopher, and writer, best known for The Prince. Niccolo is considered the father of Machiavellianism. Quite a mouthful, I'm not sure whether I pronounced that correctly or not. The source of this reputation and the source of Machiavellianism is his book, The Prince. In this book, he advocates for rule through fear, control, and militarism. This is where the term Machiavellian comes from. People described as Machiavellian are manipulating, highly ambitious, and backstabbers. While they may make great tyrants, they are quite the toxic person in interpersonal relationships. First, we must understand why some people are Machiavellian. Unlike psychopaths, Machiavellianism is much less genetic than it is environmental. Or put simply, people are made Machiavellian rather than born so. This could be due to a variety of factors, the relatively unusual one being conscious adoption of the philosophy. Now, we must learn how to spot and deal with such people in our own lives. The first step is, of course, identifying them. This part specifically ties into the frenemies section. If you notice people that seem to be unusually kind to you while in your direct company, however, seem to spread information that puts you in a bad light with ease, aka rumors. People who subtly manipulate you. These are Machiavellian people. Put simply, they are strategic manipulators. If you believe that someone in your life is like this, do your best to stay away. If you're friends over 2 to 3 months, cut them out of your life. If they are family, do your best to not spend time with them and focus on other people in a family reunion. Most importantly, make sure to not let them take advantage of you. Don't cave into their excessive offers to take all of the bill or similar things, since they will use these IOUs like a card to extract favors from you. This can be hard if you are an agreeable person like me, but make sure, overall, to learn to say no, especially to these kinds of people. Otherwise, they will take advantage of you and will abuse your kindness. Moving on to psychopaths. Probably one of the most well-known mental diseases, if not the most infamous. Psychopaths are very often misunderstood. Contrary to popular belief, only a small amount of psychopaths end up being serial killers. Most of them end up being in professions where being non-empathetic is helpful. Fun fact, about 10% of high-ranking banking officials were psychopaths, compared to only 1% in the general population. However, make no mistake, these people are highly capable of being toxic. Psychopaths are characterized as being both impulsive and manipulative, whereas sociopaths are only manipulative. Psychopaths are extremely adept at understanding what makes you move, especially your weaknesses. If you get the feeling that someone is unusually charming and kind yet somehow still hurts you, by the way, this is not a myth. Psychopaths do tend to be unusually charming, though. Just to be clear, the fact that someone is charming does not mean he or she are psychopaths. Stay away. Psychopaths will tell you exactly what you want to hear, and you will never see the damage coming. Psychopaths tend to move jobs a lot. That's mainly due to the highly impulsive traits. They are also extremely arrogant and feel that they are entitled regardless of their upbringing. Quick word, you need to be careful to not become obsessive about detecting traits such as these in people you know. Don't lower your guard down, but be careful as it could otherwise hurt you and make you paranoid. Next on the toxic people list, narcissists. Narcissists are people who have an exaggerated sense of self-importance. They expect to get special treatment, they are virtually guaranteed to overestimate their talents, and are extremely sensitive to their bubble being burst. They are likely to revel, if to put it that way, in other people's jealousy towards their success, and on the other hand, experience extreme jealousy towards other people. These people are very hard to be in any form of relationship with because they will have a very hard time admitting being wrong or working through difficulties. While virtually everyone overestimates their competence in some areas of their lives, narcissists are, air quotes, very good at it. As such, if you notice someone in your life that constantly overestimates their worth across various types of situations and has a very hard time dealing with reality popping their bubble, they may be narcissists. People who are unusually vain and obsessively crave admiration and social acceptance may be narcissists. Try and avoid narcissists as much as you can. While they may be less malevolent than other types discussed in this video, they are at a very high risk of becoming frenemies and hurting you in less visible ways, usually by constantly putting you down, especially publicly, spreading rumors about you, etc. A common myth about narcissists is that they are extroverted and have high confidence. This isn't necessarily true. There is another type of narcissist, a less well-known one, called vulnerable narcissists. These people are rather introverted and have low self-esteem. Generally speaking, a child that is put on a pedestal will generate a quote-unquote classic narcissist, while an ignored and abused child will become a vulnerable narcissist. To be clear, not all bullied children become narcissists. Damn it, I'm saying narcissist a lot. Last word. Men have a 6% higher chance of being narcissists than women, likely due to them being naturally more quote-unquote leaders and assertive due to the effect of testosterone, and that, when taken to the extreme, generates narcissism. However, both sexes' levels of narcissism are on the rise, with women quickly closing the gap. Truly last word, I promise. Narcissism, while not easy, it is something you can recover from. If you believe you are a narcissist, I would recommend talking to a professional and trying to work through it. Though, to be fair, if you really are a narcissist, you probably will have a very hard time coming to terms with the fact that you are one. Frenemies are the most common of all of these people. Frenemies are people who present themselves as your friend, but under the surface they are much more malicious than they let on, sometimes even to themselves. As your relationship forms, hidden tensions will start to rise and cracks will start to form in their quote-unquote friendly mask. As I mentioned in the Machiavellian section, they are quite likely to insist on paying the bill for a shared experience. Make no mistake, this isn't out of the kindness of their heart, it's rather so you will be in their debt, which is a naturally vulnerable position. Most friends play pranks on each other or make jokes at your expense to a minimal and considerate degree. However, frenemies will make it their task to put you down as much as possible. They will try and insult you or embarrass you, especially publicly. If you complain, they'll call you oversensitive, but the reality is they are trying to do it and they prey on your wounds. A real friend in this situation would say, "Sorry, I didn't think it would hurt you. I'll try not to do it again." A frenemy will dismiss your concerns, since not only are they not concerned with your well-being, they are actively trying to damage it. In a lot of cases, while having an active frenemy, it will be hard to notice these symptoms since you are still inside a toxic relationship. A good sign of more hidden frenemies are people that cause you to experience a lot less pleasure than what you would expect compared to how much you want to be with them. A similar symptom is quote-unquote friends that more often than not leave a bitter taste in your mouth. They could just be there could just be mismatching between your personalities, if to put it that way. However, if you notice other signs from this list, they may be much more sinister than that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you think there might be a problem related to these types of individuals in your life, maybe you even think you are one of them, I'd recommend seeking help, preferably professional help. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video and would like more content from me. Make someone else's day better. Bye.